Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel. And welcome to the first edition of my unhinged makeup TikTok fail beauty makeup TikTok fail video compilation, my lovelies.
I can't wait to die.
In this series, we're gonna take a little look back at some of the best moments from my TikTok unhinged reaction series. You may have seen some of these videos before, but I know that a lot of you also haven't. So sit yourself down, grab yourself a beverage, pop your little ocheng right into your little TikTok hole, and let's reminisce in this supercut about some of the best that TikTok has to offer. I don't do enough makeup content here on the Chanel, and every time I post a video that is reacting to the world's worst makeup, we're acting to the worst rated makeup artist. Everyone in the comments is always like, but Luxeria, why aren't you sharing more tips? Where are the tutorials? Why aren't you listening? Bitch! And actually, my loves, I was a beauty YouTuber, a beauty guru before it was fashionable here on the Chanel. From 2009 to 2015, I posted weekly tutorials on makeup and cosmetics, and those are no longer available to be watched online now because they're on my old channel, which got shadow banned, and I'm just letting it die.
She's dead.
So, my lovelies, on the last episode of Unhinged TikToks, one of the top comments was by Bo, and they say, imagine being the couple getting married and then have your cousin's cheating scandal play out at your wedding. I wonder if we're gonna see any wedding-related makeup disasters today, my lovelies. I will say, though, I do feel like a wedding is most rememberable when it has a bit of a scandal. Do you know what I mean? A scandal, girls?
Naughty mummy.
Like, weddings, sure, they're lovely. You can celebrate your love and life, or if you're a strange turf on Twitter, your hatred for trans people.
Is that tea?
Oh, did you hear the beep? It's supermarket sweep, girls. You good boy. Yes, is it Mr. Biscuits? It is. And as we've been watching, a lot of absolute nonsense here on the Chanel recently that's kind of been a little bit heavy to deal with. I feel like sometimes when I post a video, I'm like, oh God, why is this the most shocking thing I've ever seen?
Do you want gay sh**?
Why don't we react to some makeup fails today, my lovelies? So some of them are going to be more shocking than others, I have a feeling, because this is TikTok, and that's what TikTok does. So, my lovelies, get your beverages at the ready. I am not on the Monster today. Gagged at the pageant. I am on Pepsi Max. I'm on Pepsi Max? That's not right, is it?
No.
So, my lovelies, let's dive right into these makeup fail TikToks. So this one is titled, I won't even tell you how much I paid.
What I asked for. What I got.
It's okay. Don't worry. If you
Oh.
want to apply that for the foundation, you get.
I cried like a baby.
Oh, I'm not
It
surprised.
was
sis.
so bad I emailed them for a refund. Stay tuned. What? What
So,
I-
in this TikTok, we clearly have like a red-themed ultra glam here. You've got some gorgeous lashes. You've got big, juicy, like bite the poison apple red lips, which I'm a huge fan of. You got some gorgeous cheek work. You've got some gorgeous skin work. You've got some gorgeous lashes. And unfortunately, that was not delivered, was it? No. Okay, so what's wrong? What's wrong? Should we talk about what's wrong with this makeup? As you can read from the text here, it says that you can hear the MUA in the background offering to fix it. This is an issue that happens occasionally when you go to makeup artists who aren't makeup artists.
Is that tea?
They're more like makeup enthusiasts. They can do makeup on themselves and they can do makeup for like their own Instagram, maybe for their own TikToks, something like this, some sort of like makeup style that doesn't involve doing makeup on other people. A makeup artist would never have done this. I will, however, say she's got the red on the eye looking quite good, although it does seem to err on the side of pink. I have this problem when it comes to red eyeshadows, is that most of the time, because they are vegan formulas now, vegan cruelty-free, they do not use an ingredient known as carmine. Now, carmine or carmine is a crushed up beetle and it gives a really bright true red pigment. Most makeup companies do not use that pigment anymore, and instead they opt for a dye. And these dyes have a tendency to sometimes stain the skin, but they also show up a little bit more pink. The best way that I have found to recreate like a true red is to actually mix like red and orange together, and that way it kind of creates like the warmth of red that you're looking for. I will also say, I don't know if you can see here, but around her lips, she's got concealer that is unblended, and it's not like done in a right way to make like the lips juicy and round. The lips are also dry. They are not glossy. They are not contoured. They're not glam. Ah!
Damn.
I am so sorry this happened to you, Duchess. That makeup artist needs to sit down and think about what they've done. But this is one of those things, again, where it's very what I saw online and what I got in real life. Always do your research on where your makeup artist's trained or where they've worked or previous references, anything. And always make sure you check tagged photos, not just the ones that they post that are beautifully edited and filtered and blah de blah on Instagram. The eyeliner's quite sharp.
I cried like a baby.
But it's not
It was
great,
so
is it?
bad I emailed them for a refund.
So the next thumbnail I have just seen is a woman trying to apply fake freckles or faux freckles with an electric toothbrush. So I just can't wait to see how this turns out, girls. Oh my God.
Electric chair.
False freckles fail.
Oh, is this copyright? Oh. I mean, sure, but there's got to be a better way than... No. Well, at least she knows. Oh, now look, it looks like you've snuffled in the children's park.
Oh, that's nice.
Have you been snuffling in the children's park? Don't do that. When it comes to freckles, there are so many techniques and tips and tricks that you can do. I would always say avoid those things that are like stickers. They go like here and you can put them across the forehead and like around here. Like those stickery, temporary transfer tattoo freckles. Avoid them. Avoid them. Avoid them.
That is disgusting.
Some of the best ways that you can get faux freckles is to use warm-toned eyebrow products. So things that are designed for people with red-toned hair in mind. Things like an auburn pomade, an auburn pomade. Get yourself a really thin brush, dip it into the auburn pomade, print it onto one of your fingers and just press and roll and change the angle like this. And you will eventually get some of the most gorgeous natural looking freckles. Of course, there are also companies like Luxeria and Freck, I believe, that do things like freckle pens. Again, a really good idea. There are just so many different alternatives that you can use. Even things like the Stila eyebrow pens are really good at creating dots if you don't want to do the transfer technique. I would say though, if you're going to do something as heavy as this, so when you use a toothbrush to apply an eyeshadow as a freckle, instead of just leaving it like literally polka dots on the face, take some of your powder afterwards and gently press it over just to like naturally subdue the tone a little bit, just so that it looks like it's actually coming from within the skin and not just like slapped on top.
And that's the Darjeeling.
Right, what's this one? Let's have a look at
Let's
this.
use this filter to do my makeup.
Oh, filtered
Why is
makeup.
the contour so freaking low on my forehead? We're just gonna have to go with it. And now let's do my nose.
I mean,
I never
it's
usually do
cute.
contour on my chin, but I guess we're gonna have to do
This is
it.
a lot of contour.
I am absolutely terrified for blush because this stuff is so pigmented and it needs 3 dots. Whatever, let's
Dot.
just do it. Time
no,
for
is this copyright music? Come on.
foundation. Okay, I just took the filter off. Now it's time to blend. Not gonna lie, I have a really good feeling about this.
Right.
I feel like there's not enough foundation, but we're just... Oh my god. What am I gonna do? It's not blending. It's literally... It's stuck. I forgot I was using the Charlotte Tilbury dupe and it never wants to blend. And I definitely left it on for too long. Oh my god, this could not be going any worse. I don't even know what to do. This was
Take it
definitely
off
a
and
fail.
start again, sis.
Let's use this.
So, realistic, get ready with me. I'm sorry that this has happened to you. So, these filters are... I guess they kind of have their place. If you had no real experience with makeup, I feel like the younger generations, with this abundance of makeup information available on the internet, are never going to struggle with finding something that works for them. I just feel like technology is like just ensure that stays in the past. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to using a filter to do something like this, always remember that these filters do not take into consideration how your face actually looks. If you think about what she said at the beginning there, which was, why is this contour so low on my forehead, girls? Not everyone needs to forehead contour, and not every contour is going to be that low. I will also say the amount of dots that you can see on this filter is so much product, so much contour. You do not need that much contour here. I feel like actually, should we get into it a little bit? I do feel like a lot of makeup companies at the moment, maybe not so much now because I feel like the fresh glass skin is coming back into trend. It's very like,
Less is more, but more is also buying more. That's why this product that gives you less costs more.
Whereas back in my heyday of makeup, which was kind of like 2012 to 2017 really, is when I was really like the most I've ever been into makeup ever. I would say back then companies were advertising just way too much makeup. Way too much. So my idea, if you want to use a nice contour, grab a concealer in a couple of shades darker than you. Depending on how much contouring you want, depends how dark you can go. I generally go for quite a deep contour just because I put a little tiny line across here and use all of that to blend out this entire area down here with a beauty sponge over the top of my foundation. Making sure it's a warm toned concealer, I can go over it with powder when I powder the rest of my face, and it actually cools down that warmth and creates a nice natural shadow. You do not need to apply so much across the forehead, so much down here, so much across the side of the nose, and so much across the jaw. You just don't need to do that. When you're using a brush or a sponge to blend out these areas here, you can use what's left over to gently go down your nose, unless of course you're doing something that requires an intense nose contour, which I don't think most average makeup consumers require.
You don't know me.
By the time you finish mapping out the rest of your face, the product that you've put up here is going to be starting to dry. So it's just, unless you're applying it to like soaking moisturized skin or soaking sprayed skin, it's all going to dry before you get time to blend. And nobody wants that, do they? No. And also it works really nicely to put just a little bit of the edge here for like that contour of the bone. The bone. What's this? Oh no. Oh, Christmas. What is that? What's happened? Is this an artificial? No, that's makeup. That's glue, isn't it? That's glue. Is that glue? That's got to be glue. That's not that's not skin. That's not flesh. It looks like she has brow coverage that's kind of gone a bit off the scale, shall we say? Just a little bit. It's following the trolls under the bridge to make a new home for itself.
You're a troll.
So, do you want to hear my little tips and tricks for if you have dry areas of skin and you're in makeup and there's not really a lot you can do because you have to wear a full face of makeup for something, whether it's work, an event, or blah-de-blah, but you've got a dry patch and everything's clinging to it? Oh, no!
Yes!
So, my lovelies, today, because the weather has suddenly decided to change in London, my skin has broken out into dry skin around these parts of my face. If I go a bit closer, I think you're probably going to see just a minimal amount of texture, which is kind of normal for my skin anyway. So, first things first, when it comes to a great base in makeup, you're always going to have what? A great skincare routine to start with. So make sure you are moisturized, exfoliated, you've done all your night creams the night before, whatever it is that you use to keep your skin in a manageable, happy condition, yes. My go-to full coverage foundation has been and always will be Estee Lauder Double Wear. Now, Estee Lauder Double Wear does have a tendency to come up a little bit dry on certain skin types. So once I've applied everything and then I powder everything down, I will apply a moisturizer to the back of my hand, my favorite one, making sure that it hasn't got any actives in. So it's not a blemish moisturizer, it's not a niacinamide moisturizer. And then I will press it over my set everything. Press it over and then gently tap it in. Do not rub. If you rub, you will ruin your foundation and then you'll be like,
Oh no! Why is everything clinging to my dry skin? It looks hateful, girls!
scalies! Don't Google scalies.
How vile.
Once you've finished gently patting that in, assess. Does the area look hydrated? Also make sure it's not an oil-based moisturizer because that will just take your makeup clean off. And then finish with a hyaluronic acid-based setting spray. That will give your skin just an ever so slight natural glow. And having a natural glow helps really disguise any dry areas that you have. I think I've managed to do it quite well. There is a time limit on this, and you may have to redo it throughout the day, maybe once, maybe twice. But generally, this little technique can really help keep those dry patches under control when you're in a full face of makeup and you've got no other option. She's got a degree. All right, okay, the next one is a foundation hack, and the title is The Biggest Fail. And I already see some very interesting things happening with a glass of water.
Oh, scandalous.
Right, oh. Da da da. What?
Does this actually work?
Right, okay.
She has water in her cup and she adds a bunch of
That's a
foundation
lot of
inside the
water.
water. So it looks something like that.
That's not, it's not going to work, sis. It's not going to work.
She just kind of blends it all in. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So it's it's not really working. I need to apply maybe more foundation.
You're going to use so much more foundation because it needed like one
I do
drop.
not recommend this challenge to anybody. Literally just dropped the frother from the cup and it's like literally everywhere, all over my clothes. And honestly, it's not even blending in the way I wanted to.
No, it won't.
My life. Just don't even try.
No.
Don't even try it.
No. There we go. So, what a naughty little slut that lady is for being like, oh, water in your foundation, mousse, girls.
That was a lie.
So, formulas. Should we talk about formulas? When you produce something like a foundation, there are a bunch of ingredients that are basically just designed for stabilizing, for making a cream or a mousse or keeping the liquid thin but spreadable. These are all sorts of different ingredients. They can range from certain types of oils, they can range from certain types of silicones, and even other types of ingredients like certain types of alcohol that can help increase slip. The reason why it won't ever work to just mix in water with a foundation that looks like the L'Oreal one, because that's a long-wearing silicone-based formula. With something like a water-based serum foundation, I don't see what, like, it wouldn't be a problem. You'd just be like mixing down your foundation to have even less coverage. It will never become a mousse unless you add a gelling agent or an emulsifying agent such as cetearyl alcohol or shea butter or something like that. If you really did want to make it more of a whipped feeling, you could put maybe like 1 or 2 drops of water into a foundation and do this across your fingers. But realistically, all you're doing is adding water to an already formulated formula. The original lady is like, it's a mousse, but what does the benefit of having it in a mousse formula make for the skin over the liquid formula that it already is? When it comes to formulating color cosmetics such as foundations, you kind of there is a balance actually between the certain types of ingredients that are really skin safe for many hours on the skin, and also a balance of ingredients that will help adhere pigments to the skin and keep them in place. So when it comes to stabilizing a foundation, quite often there'll be ingredients that are a polymer. So there'll be like carbapol 9/4, say, Carbapol 9/8, say, Sepimax Zen, or some other type of polymer. And that creates that gel slip that feels really nice when you have it in the right foundation. These sorts of things only really function as they're meant to when the pH of the product is at its necessary level to remain stable. So as soon as you start adding water to something like this, it can go all bitty, it can separate, it can curdle, and that's because you're changing the pH balance of the formula, therefore disrupting some of the ingredients that are within that. And that's why you can't make a mousse when you just put water into foundation.
I know it!
So some of the comments here are even saying less water and it should be a water-based foundation. I still don't see, really, unless you have an emulsifier in that, how that's going to make sense. Because how would a liquid water foundation then also turn into a mousse? That's not chemistry, no!
How dare you?
Right, what's this? Oh, stickers? Are they little stickers? Okay. Wait, what? Is that lip gloss? No. Well, I mean, it's a relatively... What is that? What was that she's got on there? What is that? What is this product? Miracle Juicy Shift by Tarte. I see. So it's literally kind of like a lip glossy type thing over a sticker that could make sense on the cheeks. So this can be done, and it can be done in quite a good way. Actually, this kind of harkens back to a video I did a long time ago about the fact that people in the olden days would stick certain different types of shapes to their face as a beauty mark to be a part of the upper echelons of society. There was even ones that would be like an entire horse and carriage. Can you believe it? Unhinged.
I don't care.
This idea of stenciling isn't new, and it does work. I think maybe the option of doing clouds is kind of difficult because clouds are a bit of like a non-object shape, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like a star or a heart. Like, a cloud kind of has to have quite solid edges in order for you to understand that it's a cloud. There are other brilliant ways that you can incorporate something like this into your makeup, though. For example, a little while ago, there was a trend of just doing like cloud makeup. Just like clouds everywhere on the face. And it was gorgeous because it was an excellent way to show off creativity in makeup that maybe hadn't been seen very much before on a public sphere such as social media. If you really want to make these things work for you and work quite nicely, I would probably limit them to the eye. Try and veer away from like glossy textures. An easy way to incorporate an idea like this into your makeup would be to put little stars at the edge of your eyeshadow or at the edge of your eyeliner. Maybe even here under the center if you wanted to do a sort of like Harley Quinn styly thing. Oh, right, here we go. Oh no, copyright lady. Children's makeup. Oh. Right, let's see. Dior. Gorgeous. Love that. Child makeup B. Oh, well, let's be honest. Makeup set I found on sale in Kmart. Okay, so, shall we talk about this, shall we? This particular blush by Dior has... It's got a bit of a chokehold on the internet for multiple different reasons. So, Dior is very much a brand that has like a glowing from within kind of vibe. It's all about like perfection, but like soft, natural perfection. I love the Dior highlighters. I feel like the Dior Backstage collection of highlighters is really beautiful. They do not highlight any texture on my skin. I'm not actually wearing it today. I'm wearing the Fenty Beauty. But they give a gorgeous color payoff and you get 4 different tones within each palette. Great. Their blushes, however, I just don't like them. I really don't like them. I feel like there are so many better options you can get at such a better price. I feel like when it comes to Dior makeup, a lot of the excitement is from the name, being like, I have the Dior blush, the Dior this, the Dior that. For example, I've got the Dior eyelash curler and I love it, even though it's actually not very good. A better brand, in my opinion, if you want gorgeous cheek products, is NARS. NARS do incredible cheek products. They've got incredible bronzers, they've got incredible blushes, they've got some lovely highlights, and also some translucent face powder that they do that's in the pan. Gorgeous. So I am absolutely not surprised that when we're talking about more pigmented when it comes to children's makeup. Also, can we talk about how expensive children's makeup is becoming? Also, the idea that children have lots of makeup anyway. Bizarre. Children's makeup are selling an idea of like, play with colors, see what you look like. Whereas Dior is trying to project an image of gorgeous glow from within. You just need a little soft lick of color and that'll be $800, girl.
We don't have that kind of money.
So yes, in conclusion to my TED Talk, I am not surprised that children's makeup is more pigmented than Dior. Biscuit also is very lively today. He's not tired, no. You've had a nice little rest all morning and now you're all very snuffle bums. You want to snuffle in all the bums.
Good heavens.
Hello, Biscuit. How are you doing? Yes, I know my lipstick does smell delicious, but you can't have it. Look at all this eye gloop. You can open up an eye gloop shop. So I do actually have him on anti-eye gloop, anti-tear, like, things. They seem to be making a big difference. So hopefully in time, he will look a lot better. More blonde, yes. Good boy. Oh, I know. So, my lovelies, you guys absolutely loved the last round of absolutely hateful TikTok makeup videos that we did. Didn't they, Biscuit? Yes, do you have anything to say? I hate your lipstick. It's disgusting, girls. You can't eat that. It's not for eating.
How dare you?
So, my lovelies, I haven't done one of these videos for a little while, and I'm currently away at Eurovision in Liverpool, my loves. So, my lovelies, if you don't know who I am, my name is Luxeria. I am a professional makeup artist, and I also have a biochemistry degree. I love chemistry, I love science, I love understanding the nitty-gritty of exactly what it is that we're putting on our faces, on our bodies, and how that may affect our holistic system, which we know as the body. I have hopped over onto TikTok. If you have anything, any makeup-related fails or beauty fails or anything like that that you want to share with me, feel free to tag me in them on Instagram or on TikTok. It is XXLuxeria on both, I believe. And without any further nonsense, should we dive right in? Why not? So this first one is titled Biggest Celebrity Makeup Fails Part 2. Oh, okay, copyright music. No, say, all right. Oh, yes, lovely. A very filtered face. Oh, boom. Okay, oh, there she is. Right, okay, Nicole. Okay, so this is a common question that I have actually been asked quite often throughout my makeup career. And quite often it comes down to one thing in particular. This phenomenon known as flashback is where a powder is clearly visible on the skin when a flash of a photography camera is used. It might not be visible to the naked eye or when you're seeing someone face to face, but it is absolutely visible and highly visible when a camera with flash photography has taken a picture of someone. This here we can see underneath the eyes and going up and back is Literally setting powder. Now, I have a feeling that this is a HD setting powder. So HD powders usually have a higher content of something known as silica. Silica is a great moisture absorbing setting ingredient that we often find in cosmetics. It's also wonderfully light reflective, which you may want in like a glossy, gorgeous highlighter or a serum foundation for the beach vibes. Nice, glowy, glossy woman.
Deranged.
You don't necessarily want your powder to be like, boom, I'm here, when you have set underneath the eyes or anywhere, particularly on the face. So, how do you prevent this? How do you get away with it? How do we move on from this situation?
Death!
If you really feel like you have to use a HD setting powder, I really like HD setting powder, but I know for a fact I would never do it in a place that's going to have lots of flash photography because you're just inviting this risk. I would say use the powder, set with an eyeshadow brush lightly underneath the eyes and anywhere you think that might collect a lot of moisture, whether that's oils from the skin or, I don't know, maybe they're glistening with sweat. Make sure you dust off that powder. Dust it off. And if you think you've dusted it off, dust it off again.
Are you writing this down? Will you please write this down?
And then over the top of all of this, spray a setting spray, and that will help it just meld into the skin. The way that I usually get around this is I don't actually use a lot of HD setting powder, especially on myself. I work in front of like bright reflective lights all the time. I actually go for something with a little bit of color to it. So either a loose powder like the Laura Mercier is a great one to go for. It also comes in translucent as well as lots of different shades. I actually am particularly fond of the Maybelline Fit Me Powder Compact at the moment. I have it in like 4 or 5 different colors and I use them in different areas of my face to create different levels of lightness. If you can see underneath my eye here, I'll set with the lightest color of powder that I have, but it's not a huge stark contrast between the rest of my face, if you know what I mean. I'm a great fan of highlighting and contouring when it is harmonious with the face. Unless you're doing something like drag and you absolutely require those harsh, bright stripes almost. Most of the time, we don't want any of that. Most of us don't want any of that. We want nice blended lines. And if you use something that's a HD powder, you run the risk of creating exactly this problem. There she is. Used a HD powder all over the face. Same thing has happened here. Same thing with my list of Wildliers. For some reason, only setting this area of the skin with a HD powder that is potentially light reflecting. Gosh, she's got a gorgeous décolletage. Look at that. That is a gorgeous example of like soft sheen on the skin. Interesting that it's only applied to this specific area. I'd love to know why the makeup artist just decided to just set here. It seems unusual for me. Usually you would go across here, maybe a little bit up here and underneath the cheek and a little bit on the chin. I get quite oily on the chin, so that's what I would do. Oh, here we go. Look, Angelina, girls. Angelina. Angelina here has what's colloquially known in the industry as shelf hair. This is where an unblended weft of hair extensions has been placed directly in the hair at a place that it is not meant to be. The higher up you place a hair extension weft, the more likely it is to blend seamlessly with the hair, but you must have a hair type that matches the extension, and also your own hair kind of needs to be slightly feathery layered right at the very end. If you want to do a straight cut with hair extensions, you can. It just requires a lot of extra work. So much work that in fact some might say probably not worth it, no.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Any specific hair specialists here in the audience? Share your thoughts. What do you think? Do you love a shelf hair? No. Oh, here we have Lady Gaga. I'm gonna really receive some flack for this, aren't I? I really don't like the way that Lady Gaga's makeup artist does makeup. My opinion, I'm allowed to have my opinion, you're allowed to have yours. I just don't like the way she does makeup. I remember seeing a comment somewhere that said something like, Lady Gaga's makeup artist just shows you don't have to have talent in an industry to make it far.
Is that tea?
Although I must actually say that her makeup here is very stylistic, it's very purposefully bold, it's very purposefully grunge, dare I say it? I wouldn't have done it this way, but that's just me. Right, so here we have a viral concealer test. Okay, so there is something about the word viral on TikTok that I just don't trust. I just don't trust it, especially when brands are like, this product's viral. Is it though? Are we sure? Can people even go viral anymore like they used to?
No thanks. I choose my own destiny.
Right, let's watch.
Today I tried this concealer pot that apparently is supposed to be full coverage, cover acne and everything. It even claims to be waterproof. And it did not cover acne. Definitely was not waterproof. You can click right here to watch that video. You guys said I had to use a cushion puff for it to work, so I'm gonna give it another try.
Right.
It's gonna be my main focus.
Right.
Okay, it's a little bit better than yesterday. We're not fully there yet. So let's try on this side. I can still see.
Yes, exactly, because this is a viral product that's not doing its job. Oh.
Okay, I guess that one was all right. Cushion puff was definitely better, but still not the promised coverage. I know I have bad pores, but this just made it 10 times worse. This is how it is
that
at least
texture.
waterproof with this method. In their videos, they don't let it dry, so I'm not gonna let it dry. I'm just gonna
It's not going to be waterproof.
go right
It won't
into
be.
it, smack myself in the face.
Oh my goodness.
For
Gone,
nothing.
all completely
Wanna
removed.
see more reviews like
It's
this?
very that meme that's like, if I took a makeup wipe to your face, 90% of your beauty would go. So, let's talk about cushion foundations. I think they have a great place in the market. They are a great option for like soft coverage that usually comes with a high SPF content. I can't think of a single brand off the top of my head. I think I had one by Misha. I believe it was Misha M13 when I was really quite fair. And I liked the foundation, but it was not. It was not what it said, which was full coverage, long lasting, waterproof, you know, all of these things. I will say, if you have a foundation that you absolutely love, for me, it's the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I will swear by this foundation until I die. It is such a beautifully made product. The one thing I do hate is the packaging, girls. When I get a brand new Estee Lauder Double Wear, I will put it into any other packaging that I can be bothered to do with at the time. Usually it's like a sample pot style. Sometimes I've used like those empty concealer tubes because I like the idea of applying a wand directly to my face. That's just for personal use. If you love the concept of a cushion foundation, you know, usually it's got a compact with a mirror and it's got its own little sponge in and a little area that's literally a sponge full of foundation and you press into the cushion, press onto your face. You can buy empty cushion compacts and just fill them with your own foundation. It makes traveling with them excellent and also gives you the opportunity, maybe put a little bit of primer in with that. Maybe the matching primer, just in case you want to lower the coverage perhaps and create a more dewy finish. Easily done within those compacts. I am a great fan of making foundation a lot easier to travel with. As I say, I really like Estee Lauder Double Wear. It comes in a glass bottle and that's the most like, it's glam, it's wonderful, it looks nice on your desk, but it's the most like cumbersome thing to have to put in a bag and travel with. I use about 3 different colors on my face and I'm like, right, okay, I'm not going to take 3 glass bottles with me on holiday for this weekend or whatever, but I will quite happily put it in something smaller and take those with me. Or mix 2 in a cushion compact that comes with a cushion applicator. Done. Easy. So easy. But these foundations, these concealers, these viral concealer tests are all filmed with filters. And it's now getting so good that there are such things as AI filters that actually track areas of the face to make it not look like a filter is being worn. The advancement in this area is most concerning because it literally creates this concept of like, doesn't matter what the product's like at all, but what does matter is the advert for the product. And I don't necessarily know if we've ever seen it in history on this scale before. I mean, we've all had that experience of like, what it looks like online versus what happens when you get it in real life. For some reason right now, that feels explicitly a problem that we see constantly on TikTok. Do not fall for viral hype. And if you want to see if something really is viral, Google a wear test on YouTube for that product because that someone somewhere has tested it all day. Someone somewhere. Also, full coverage foundation is a bit of a weird one because I would always say medium coverage foundation, full coverage concealer if you really want a gorgeous effect because you're probably not going to have to wear an entire mask of foundation over everything on your face or your body. And if you do, there are perfect, beautiful products like that, like Dermablend, Dermacolor, Dermacol. We've got Derma in the name. We've got Derma. What's that? Skin? Oh, here we have one. Overhyped makeup that actually sucks, girl.
Contour won't blend like a dream, or does it just disappear? If your mask skin tone are darker, you're gonna need at least 3 layers for this to work. Another product that just didn't work on my skin tone was
MUA Alessandro is an icon for testing makeup here on TikTok. So let's talk about the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, shall we? What's it actually called? What is it actually called and how much does it cost? Because I used to work opposite Shazza Tilbs and I very much, beige ladies, the most beige you'll ever see. Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. Right. £30. £30 for a product that does not function. Do you want to know what I use for contour? Makeup Revolution Concealer in C13.5. It is an iconic colour. It is a good blend between warm and cool, and if I want to cool it down even more, I just set with more powder over the top, and it really cools it down. Over the top of this, I do actually have the Fenty contour palette though, so just to warm it up a little bit, because I'm very warm toned at the moment. Just for context, my skin tone in Estee Lauder Double Wear is currently 2W1 Dawn. So if you ever want to compare what looks on my skin to yours, have a little look at Double Wear 2W1 online. That is the color that I'm wearing, and you should be able to get a good, decent comparison for products that you want to test. So when it comes to contouring, liquid contour is really good at creating that soft shadow, which I think most people want when they want a contour. You don't necessarily want to do like a really heavy contour just for like day-to-day wear. You can also use like a deeper concealer tactic to create what's known as underpainting, which is technically what I do. I apply it into my wet foundation, blend it out, and that's how I have like a contoured area. And then over the top of that, once everything is set, I will place my bronzer. Therefore, I have underpainted my contour to put bronzer on the top. Easy, simple, gorgeous, glamorous, marvelous. And also I want to say you just don't need to use as much contour as everyone says that you do. It's very viral. It's very viral, isn't it? Viral contour hack. Viral contour product. Viral.
She's dead.
Right, here we go. What's this? Oh!
Did you see me on TV?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Properly just a massive splodge of mascara directly on the iris of your contact lens. Do you know, I used to wear colourful contact lenses all the time. I don't really wear them very much anymore because I have astigmatism. Hashtag, isn't that fun?
Oh, that's nice.
So this was a huge problem I used to find. I used to wear really bold makeup. I know that I'm wearing bold makeup now. I used to wear it like 3 or 4 times as much. Really extreme bold makeup. And the way that I would prevent this from happening, which is not the way that any eye doctor would ever tell you, is to wait until the very last steps of your makeup to put your lenses in. I know. Don't try that at home. I'm just sharing with you the concept of what I did. Biggest celebrity makeup fails part 3. Oh, there's, what's she called? Kylie. Oh, okay. So earlier when I was saying you don't need as much contour as everyone is telling you, this is exactly the kind of situation that can arise when this happens. Is she in a courtroom here? I feel like she might be in a courtroom. So we're probably not going to judge Lindsay here too harsh because she probably had to do it quite quickly. So the issue that I have with contouring is that quite often, if I was to contour for a video, I would position myself face onwards and not place any contour on the outside of this line here, from the edge of my eye to the edge of my mouth. That is where my contour goes up towards the edge of my ear. That creates sharper but rounded cheekbones. Sharp and rounded cheekbones are a very feminine feature. They're very commanding, they're very gorgeous, very stunning, yes. But within doing that, less is so much more. You do not need to apply loads of blush, you do not need to apply loads of contour, you do not even need to apply loads and loads of highlighter. A lot of my cheek products I actually do before I set my foundation. So I will actually push highlighter into my wet foundation to make sure it is stuck. But to soften that sometimes like too artificial brightness, I'll put my powder over the top and it just gently takes away, just takes the edge off a little bit and leaves you with something that looks like it could be coming from within. See, I don't think this is a problem. Sure, it's not really my style of makeup, but this looks like a potentially older photo. And if you think about how makeup was done in the 90s, which is kind of, I'm rocking sort of like a vague 90s concept of makeup here, which is kind of like bronzy, glittery eyeshadow and not a lot much else happening except for this gigantic wing. Quite often, this style of makeup is called garage doors, and that's where you take one colour all the way up to the eyebrows. And to be honest, in certain circumstances, it can actually be really effective, especially when it's used in like makeup campaigns. But here, I think the idea of mixing such an vibrant electric lime that is a little bit on the patchy side, but let's be honest, if this is an older photo, makeup artists had to basically do with what they could cope with. There wasn't really a lot of like beautiful neon colours available that would work for every person in every situation. And a deep plum lip. I'm not sure I would put this together, but I, weirdly enough, don't hate it. It's giving me artistic best friend hippie mum vibes that you were friends with in the 90s. It gives me that vibe, you know? Very that. All right, we're unboxing a fail. No pigment foundation. Oh, don't believe it. It's just a primer. Just a primer. Look, that's just pure silicone. That's not, yeah, no. Okay, right. So this video is going to be very, very, very silicone heavy. These products that are like, it matches your skin tone, or you don't even need to do anything and you wear it and it's already gorgeous. Sure, you can wear a gorgeous primer, a gorgeous silicone-based primer by itself and have a gorgeous effect to your skin. If you team that with a hyaluronic acid, you're even going to have a gorgeous natural glow from within style finish to your makeup. But the idea of saying no pigment foundation is such a misnomer. It's such a like naughty little slaps. No, naughty. Personally, I would not have anything like this in my kit. I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't advertise it to anyone to wear it. I wouldn't be like, look, it reminds me a little bit of what Trinny London did. Trinny, come on, Trinny. Trinny London, when she was like, oh, just shove it in your lines and off you go, girls. Like, no. This product is by Becca. How much was this product? Because I have a feeling I can tell you exactly what we're going to have instead of that. What is that? The Becca Z. Are they out of business now? Becca Z. £33. £33. That is so much money for something that is just silicone. If you want a dupe for this product, use the high spreadable... Is it high spreadability fluid primer by The Ordinary? Yes. That is going to make you look gorgeous. Don't bother with it, girls. No. It's the same as these products that are like, oh, this will blend into your skin tone. So when pigments are released onto your skin and they react with your skin heat or light, there is a potential to shift ever so slightly, but most of the time it's a complete marketing ploy to get you to think, oh my god, there's new skincare technology. It's got a brain, nanotech, AI. And that is not at all what actually happens in these pigment foundations. The chances are a lot of these foundations are lightweight, natural finish kind of foundations, in which if you were looking at any other foundation range, you could kind of see on your client that a lot of different shades would match, or a lot of different things would work. It's very CC cream, it's very pigmented moisturizer, it's very that. In conclusion to my TED Talk here today, my lovelies, do not buy no pigment foundation and do not believe the hype around pigment changing foundation, colour changing foundation, blah blah matches to make your skin. No.
I've got a bucket of piss, sweetie.
The other day I used this filter and there wasn't like a huge difference, but I did like how it darkened my eyebrows, so let's try to match it.
Oh
got
dear.
The Milk and Say Beauty
oh goodness,
brow gels,
filters are getting wild.
One in Grind, which looks like a deeper brown.
Grind?
So let's hope it looks
I need to turn this up.
Normal.
Right.
I'm gonna do this side with Milk, this side with Say Beauty, and
What's this?
compare.
Eyebrow
so the Say Beauty thing is really, oh god. I've never used a product like this before. I don't know if this is right. It definitely is darker.
It's not hideous.
This one looks like it's a lot. I feel like this eyebrow is also a lot fuller.
I mean,
I like this better.
I don't hate that, yeah. Okay, you're going a bit ham, sir. I don't think this is hateful.
Wait, this one looks messed up. No, what's wrong with that? What did I do? No, something's wrong.
You've gone a bit too heavy at the front. That's the only thing.
This is not... That's not right? The other day
that's pretty much right. There was Taylor J. Phillips. So there is absolutely something to say about stylistic eyebrows. So I know for a fact, as soon as I stray away from my normal eyebrow colour, I look absolutely wild. I've had some eyebrows in my time, shall we say. I used to shave them off and draw them all the way up to heaven and back down. There are multiple different ways that one could address this. I actually think a light eyebrow tint through men's eyebrows looks gorgeous. It gives them that sort of like mysterious, dark vibes, like slight furrowed brow look, which is very what we would traditionally associate with like a strong brow on a strong face, that kind of thing. I have practically no eyebrows at all, so I have the edges of mine microbladed, although the lady did them pointing down, and I was like, no, I need lifted tails to match my brow lift, please. And she was like, okay, and then didn't. So I was like, do you know what? I need to get them lasered off at some point. Eyebrows are so important that as soon as you start making them look a bit too much of something, things start to get thrown off quite quickly. But also at the end of the day, style your eyebrows however you want. I actually think that he looked fine at the end, but I think it's one of those things where if you want to make sure that your eyebrows are balanced, always fill in the outer edge first and feather it towards the front, because if you immediately put way too much product here, you have a tendency to pull all of the focus of anyone looking at you directly here, and that's not what we want. We want it to balance out. Yes, beautiful, gorgeous, glamorous. Right.
Let's do a clean girl hair and makeup using new products. I am dead. It currently looks like a hairband. So this is just some mousse that I am going to get all throughout my hair. I am dead. Can we trust the process? I've never done this.
You've never used... No,
I definitely used a little bit too much.
Yes.
So guys, I had to take the excess off now. We are just going to brush through what is on the hair to give us that sleek look. I'm sorry, but look how sleek the mousse leaves your hair.
Oh, I'm not sure I appreciate brushing like dry mousse.
I think that I want a middle pattern.
What? She wants
so
to...
I've just
Oh,
got
I
that
see.
there, and now I'm going to put a bobble in it.
A bubbler?
So with a slick back,
Okay,
I'm always
that's quite nice.
Whether to just leave it as a pony or do it as a bun. I done a bun, let's mess about with...
Okay, I don't quite see how this is a fail yet.
The prophecy is true.
Gorgeous,
Look
a
at the
soft
skin.
glow.
I am just back from Ibiza
What
and
is
London,
that?
so let's get those under eyes looking a little bit better.
What
I
is
have
that?
been away, and that is why I have not really been on TikTok. But I got sent this. It looks extremely dark though, so I am a little bit nervous. But we're going to just try it because I've never tried it before.
That is so dark.
Do we think we're going to be able to save it?
No, well,
I'm
yeah,
unsure
by
why,
doing
but
it.
I got the urge to just like apply this with my hands. So it's definitely like not the right colour match for me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're going to try and save it. Okay, L'Oreal, you've done me dirty here. Like, this is not my shades. We are going to need to try and blend this mother... They also sent me an eye cream and a concealer, so let's try that out. Well, at least it's lighter. Can't believe
That
this
needed
just
to be
meant
your whole
this
foundation
concealer
shade
makeup
and then some
I
bronzer.
look like I've got muck in my face. You're going to need to head to part 2 to see if I fixed it.
Okay, so we're just going to end that there. That is unhinged. Unhinged. Granted, this was a PR mistake, really. Clearly, someone sent her a foundation that was just not the right match at all. So, let's just say you've got a gorgeous foundation, you love it, it's just a bit too dark for you. So, nowadays we have excellent options in order to be able to change the way or the tone or the undertone or even the full-on colour of a foundation that we really, really like. Back in the day when I started doing makeup, there was no such thing. I used to really love the MAC Studio Fix, and they only did NC15 or NW15. So I used to have to buy face and body in white, mix it in half and half, and that was my skin tone. There was just nothing lighter. Nowadays, we've got a lot more options. So I would always say, if you've got a foundation that you absolutely love, buy a matching concealer in a few shades lighter if you want to lighten the foundation. The reason why I say that, rather than buying another foundation, is because there's a lot more coverage in a concealer than there is in the foundation. And this way, you aren't disturbing the foundation formula too much by adding in enough pigment to lighten up the foundation. You can either do this on your hand, on a little palette. You can even do it technically technically on your face. If you apply a light layer of the foundation towards the outer edge of your face and then the lighter concealer in the middle and any places that you want to be lighter, and then use your favorite way of applying makeup, I probably wouldn't just go in with my hands quite like this with the serum foundation, personally. Something like a beauty sponge or a dense, fluffy brush to really blend those in together and create that sort of almost contoured, bronzy look that is basically what everyone wants at the moment. Right, lip liner trick. Okay, right. Okay. These, do you know the amount of times that I've had people come into my chair and be like, I want my lips to look like yours. I want them to be so big and juicy and plump and glossy and gorgeous. And it's like, okay, I'm not a magician, but I can do my best. There are ways that you can contour a lip to make it look more full. You can overline. I would always say, instead of doing gigantic heart-shaped lips, draw a line completely across your top Cupid's bow, and it immediately shortens the distance between your nose and your lip, creating that like uplift like that, like, feminine. When it comes to overlining the bottom lip, you can actually get away with it a little bit more, especially then if you apply a contouring technique like down here. I don't really have to contour my lips or really do anything. I just fill them in. I do have lip filler in. I have currently, I think I'm at 2 mil right now. I had 1 mil and then I had another mil put in a year later. So I'm about 2 mil of Revelax. I think it's Revelax Deep. I'm pretty sure it's Revelax Deep because I like a real full lip. I would still love to have filler just like fully put here just so that my lips are actually like this, just permanently. Unfortunately, in the UK, I have not found a practitioner who's willing to do it because I actually think it's a little bit naughty and they won't do it. But when it comes to lining your lips, there are techniques that you can do instead of just full on, like almost going into Photoshop and just drawing your lips bigger. You can actually change the shape of the lip to make it appear more full. Anything with a gloss in the center will always look fuller than just a plain matte lip. But I will always say, I will always shout from the top of the rooftops, if you have a Cupid's bow and you want your lips to look fuller and they're a little bit on the thinner side, just fill in that Cupid's bow. Fill in that Cupid's bow and you immediately have that upturned little full upper round lip, and it's very sexy. Sometimes it can look like quite a lot at first. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but does it look gorgeous? I love it. But we're basically going to do our monthly deep dive into the bizarre world of makeup trends on TikTok, aren't we, Biscuit?
Yeah, put me in a wig and call me Sandra.
So, my lovelies, I want to say a massive hello to the new followers from this series who have followed my YouTube channel and maybe now are watching my other videos like America's Next Top Model and Janet Dickinson's modelling agency and Wife Swap New Zealand Girls.
Quite the scandal, actually.
With that being said, my lovelies, if you don't know me, my name is Luxeria. I've been a makeup artist for 16 years, and I also have a biochemistry degree because I have a profound interest in the way things work. Yes, Mr. Biscuits.
Sandra.
And this is Biscuit, my co-host. Yes, do I taste nice? I probably taste of birthday cake. It was my birthday last week. So, my lovelies, throughout this series so far, we've seen some very interesting makeup practices. I feel like TikTok is almost like, how can I say this? It's like a super fast way of identifying makeup trends, almost like as they're happening, before they're happening, and after they've happened.
Oh, that's nice.
A lot of the stuff that we see over on TikTok when it comes to like genuine makeup, like applique masterclass, is usually older kinds of makeup techniques that have fallen out of favor, but are now being rebranded as trends and modern and new and fresh and fun and fruity and designer girls.
They were old maiden type of shoes.
What's this? What's the little nibble? Your silly little biscuit feet. So, my lovelies, without any further ado, shall we hop over to TikTok and see what's going on in the absolute abject chaos of the beauty world, shall we? Should we do that, Mr. Biscuits? You have no interest. You're just like, this specific finger, delicious. Grab a beverage. I'm on the Pepsi Max today, and let's see what TikTok has to offer, shall we all? Do you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I might be surprised if I watch the video and go, oh, yes, saran wrap to the face, girl. Just what you need.
Nothing like it.
Y'all already know. I'm trying, okay?
Jesus.
Let's do it. I have to poke holes so I can breathe.
Oh, what gorgeous nails.
60 wise this
right.
Idiot. So I'm just gonna apply. Okay, time to add a bit of lip contour and some for the nose. Gonna snatch the jaw. We definitely need to add some blush. I'm gonna use that as lipstick.
What?
2. A little bit here for some eyeshadow. I look like I should be in a horror movie.
It's a bit
flip it
Trixie
over.
Mattel.
I'm absolutely terrified, but
No,
we're just gonna full send this.
right in the hairline.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls blend out their saran wrap makeup.
They do.
Blend it out. Y'all already know.
Okay, right. I've got some thoughts about this already. This can't be real. Imagine going into like, I don't know, a counter. You're like, excuse me, lady, I really like that foundation shade. Can I get a swatch upon my face? And they're like, sure. Out comes the saran wrap. Like, you would be like, what's about to happen?
What are they gonna do? Gonna shoot me? I doubt it. They have to catch me first. I'm like a whippet.
So this is the wonderful thing about TikTok is you do see some of the most bizarre ways of applying makeup. In one of the last episodes, we saw a filter style of like where to contour and highlight. Today, it's the saran wrap.
Of course it is.
Do you want to know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not going to belittle you all by saying that you shouldn't try this at home, because I'm assuming that you already know that this is probably not the best idea. Could you imagine turning up to like a wedding makeup trial and you're like, hello there, madam. Yes, I'm your makeup artiste. I have 28 years experience in the makeup industry. I am also a casual baker.
She's dead.
There's
Right,
no
what's
way
this?
this will work on a bald person. When I say bald person, I mean I literally have
Sorry, hang on,
no
what was that? Wait, what?
There's no way this will work on a bald person.
Or whatever happened to just putting on eyelashes the way they're meant to be put on? Like, not everything needs to be a hack. The hack of putting on eyelashes is the eyelashes are going on the eye.
Wow. Crazy. You're crazy, girl.
Right, let's watch. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen next, girls? A great way to stitch the eye closed. Who wants eyes anyway?
Not me.
Person, I mean I literally have no eyelashes.
Yes,
So let's
okay.
try it out.
Ooh, I
Is
love
this
her little
trend
eyeliner.
passable for all my baldies out there?
Yeah,
Test your flavors.
Yes, I agree. Oh,
Who would want to do this and why?
no, I don't think.
I don't think.
For what reason? Oh, I'm glad someone else is trying this on.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Can you... Oh!
She's dead.
No. No. And no.
Oh,
not
no.
passable. Ooh. That was dumb.
Remember, ladies, always apply your eyelash glue directly to the optic nerve.
I am onto something huge here.
Okay, so I don't really know how my makeup artistry experience can come into this. From a biochemistry point of view, just don't put f***ing eyelash glue in your eye, girls.
I've done it now. It's too bleeding late. What are they gonna do? Gonna shoot me?
I mean, I feel like that's an obvious thing to state. Is it obvious? Are we at a time now where we have to say things like, please don't put glue in your eye? There is actually a new type of lash system in which you can apply eyelashes underneath of your natural eyelashes as opposed to on top, and it gives a more like seamless effect. It's kind of like when you get Russians, where you get individual eyelashes like glued on, the ones that last for like 4 to 6 weeks, that kind of a thing. You can get like a similar system that you just apply and it's meant to stay on for like 7 days. I have never, ever tried them. I've never been at a point in my life that I only need eyelashes on for 7 days. If anyone here in the audience has had experience with them, please let me know in the comments box below, because I'm interested about it. It's just not a part of my kit that I have ever needed to do. I guess it's much more of a consumer product, and although I feel like this is perhaps being advertised as like, just do it this way, really easy, it does feel a little bit like maybe young people are going to do this and be like, well, this is how I saw the lady on TikTok do it, so obviously that's the way you must do it if it's on TikTok, girls.
Which one is it on TikTok?
So no, I'm gonna say, please don't try this at home. But I'm glad that we've seen what happens when it goes wrong, because the original video...
This will work on a bald person.
It's like, snap, done, pussy, wonderful. Like, I just don't think... No. And what a great time to put in today's Twitch shout-out, my lovelies. It goes to RayRaven8. Thank you so much for following me over on Twitch. If you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video's Twitch shout-out, make sure you follow me on Twitch. It is Luxeria Plays.
I have this one pimple on my face that
Right.
will not be covered up no matter how much concealer I put on it, no
Right.
matter how many times I set it.
Right.
It just won't do it. It's still very visible. So what I did was I put a little brown eyeliner on it and disguised it as a freckle. Can you tell which one it is? Wait, let me get in better light.
Oh.
Okay, what do we think? Which one is it?
No, but this is an excellent...
Actually, no, I feel like it's so obvious. I shouldn't have pointed it out. I have this...
So, actually, I do feel like this is an excellent idea. I have done this multiple times. So, back in the day before baking and things like this, sometimes we used to use eyeshadows that would have particularly... how should we say, in a very elegant way on the internet, perplexing formulations that would sometimes lead to a lot of fallout. And unfortunately, sometimes that fallout would just not go from where it is. It would just land there and stay there. So incorporating that kind of a mistake into an overall makeup look is actually a really great way of disguising an error. So for me, sometimes I will put this glitter here at the edge of my eyeliner, right underneath. Sometimes I do it before I do my eyelashes and the rest of the eye look. I will use an eyelash curler, and sometimes the very, very edge will be still a bit wet, and the edge of my eyelash curler will touch that. I won't notice, and then putting it on my other eye, I end up with a print of glitter up here. Do you know the way we disguise that?
Turn your bug into a feature.
You add a little line of glitter, and then you've created a wonderful day to night look accidentally. I think the thing to remember is when you're starting out in makeup, or when you are doing a specific makeup look that maybe you've not done before, there is always a way to salvage something. Whether that's even going back over with concealer and just completely hiding the mistake, or incorporating it into something else. I remember once I was using this eyeliner, I think it was the NYX Epic Liner pen, and it was just like a bit gloopy, if you know what I mean. Like, it's very like spitty, splattery, like a bit like, oops. So I remember doing a liner on someone, and it kind of like flicked up here, and I was like,
great, so we have a jet black flick up here. It's not meant to be. What can I do?
Turned it into a star, did one on the other side, and made the whole look a little bit more exciting. But I just also want to explain that sometimes a mistake is a happy accident.
Children.
Right, what's this? Oh, loud, copyrighted music. Oh no, right, what's this? Oh, is this the tape situation? Okay. Tape across the eyes, we want to do wings. Okay, so... I do think this is somewhat salvageable. Am I going to sound like completely unrelatable woman on the internet at this point? Yes! So when you are creating an entire look with your face and you want that upswing effect, the one that's basically sort of the most on-trend look at the moment is the kind of like snatched up and away wind tunnel effect, the snatchural effect. It's always good to keep in mind that you're going to want to create triangles. Triangles look wonderful on the face, so triangles of like angles up, angles out. I do the same thing with my liner. So my liner line follows the same upswing as my jawline does, which then follows the same one as my contour. All of this adds to this kind of like up-pulled effect like this. It's one of my favorite things to do in makeup because I feel like it's so transformative. Granted, if you've got different kinds of eye shapes, you have to employ slightly different techniques. Maybe you need to curve your liner like this, or maybe you need to curve it like this, depending on what angle the edge of your eyelid actually like ends with.
She's educated.
Using something like this as a guideline is a great, great way, but you don't have to do all this tape nonsense. Let me show you. Bring me my eyeliner. This, everybody, is my favorite liquid liner. This is the Brush Black Brushstroke 24-Hour Eyeliner by MAC. So, instead of putting tape on your face, rest it. And that's where you're going to do your line. How easy was that? And the fact that this even has a tip means that you could rest it here and just print a little upswing at the edge of each eye from the bottom of your nostril, and you will always have perfect liner every time. You don't need to put plasters on your face. Unless you want to. I don't know your business. Okay, a full face with a liquid lipstick. Right, slowly building it up. Oh, that's nice. Quite like that. Ooh. A soft, blended, smoky eye. Where's the fail going to be? Right. Okay. Perhaps a little bit heavy. Ooh. Right, we're doing the blush lip effect. Oh, contour on the nose. Blush on the nose, yes. I mean, that's not hideous. That is the kind of thing you would absolutely do on an editorial photo shoot. Like, absolutely.
It's fashion. God, Bob, don't look at me.
The wonderful thing about a lot of cosmetics is that they are multi-use products. And I feel like this is a great way to not cut corners. What's the way I want to use here? Like, get multi-use out of a product to create a more inexpensive kit. Let's go with that, shall we?
No.
So I, for example, love to use some of the Eye Safe liquid lipsticks on my eye to create that really soft, blended, lived-in effect. Sometimes I feel like powders can be a bit too intense for something. However, when you do use a slight bit of lipstick, especially liquid lipstick, you can create those soft blush tones that are really like lived in, blended out, kind of like an underpainting vibe, a little bit showgirl-esque, but in much more of like a casual, everyday glam kind of thing. For example, the way that I do my bronzer at the moment is by taking a foundation that is a deeper tone than my skin tone, but still in the gold spectrum. I will apply it in these areas here. I do a couple of dots up here and a couple of dots under here, and a little bit along the jaw. Blend that in with my actual wet foundation and then set on top, and it gives a gorgeous shadow but bronzed effect in a way that is less intense than with powder. I mean, I have put a little bit of powder over the top here because I am in front of a camera and I do need to make a little bit more of an effort than just I would in my day-to-day life.
Oh, that's nice.
So I technically don't think that this is a fail, like, at all. This is a great way of getting extra use out of a product you might already have in your kit. The thing that I will say is always make sure your lipsticks are eye safe because sometimes they aren't. This can be down to certain types of pigments that are in fact not actually pigments, they are dyes. Usually things with like a heavy red base in them usually cross the line into like dyes rather than pigments because now we don't use a lot of carmine in products anymore.
Lots of bugs and too dangerous.
But this, for me, gorgeous. Loved it. The way she smoked out that little tiny bit up here, excellent. I think that would suit everyone. Right, here we go. Oh no, copyright ladies. Oh no. Rainbow contour, help. Oh no. What? Oh, good. We are flying through these. Lube as primer. Oh no. No, okay, right. We're gonna stop right there. So, what adult creme was that? What is that? Do we know what that is? Does that say ylang ylang? No, it can't be. Is it?
Shut up, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's ylang ylang massage lube. No, we're not doing any of all that. So, I remember when this was a trend, and I think it was Durex? Was it Durex that had to post a statement saying,
please do not put lube on your face under your makeup. It's not designed for that.
So, one of my favorite, absolute favorite ingredients in cosmetics and formulations across the board, girls, is something called cyclopentasiloxane. It is a silicone that evaporates from the skin but leaves a gorgeous glow and slip. It is present in all kinds of adult products, big titty lady videos on the internet, and it's also present in nearly all silicone-based primers for the skin. So while I will say don't immediately go to the third drawer down in your chest of drawers next to your bed in your bedroom, you know what I mean, don't immediately reach into there and grab it, but I will say that you are likely to see some of the same ingredients across different types of products because they perform in very specific ways that give very specific results. You might find something like cyclopentasiloxane in an adult-based silicone lubricant because it actually provides an amazing slip, and that's kind of what you want to happen in your makeup as well. You want it to slip and slide onto the face beautifully, but you also want it to set, hence the evaporation process. So while I will ultimately say please don't use your lube as primer, I will also say that they come from the same sort of manufacturers. Yes.
I'm a slut, Doug.
I tried the makeup tape pack and this
makeup
is what
tape
happened.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that. Oh! No. Gagged. Oh no, that's so much work gone. So if you can't tell what happens here, in this makeup look, they've glued down their eyebrows and they've put tape to create that really upswing look that I was talking about earlier. You can use tape to create these really dramatic showgirl-esque style makeups, and I think it actually works really, really well for them. I will say just be careful what's in the area first. I probably wouldn't recommend doing it with brows glued down. I mean, as long as you know what's on your skin first and you're avoiding the area, it would make sense. But honestly, at this point in the makeup look, this must have taken a good hour or so to get to this point, and to see it ruined so fast by something so quick as like, whoop, is so disheartening because we've all been there, haven't we? We've all been there. We've all done that. We've all been in our bedrooms with pink eyeshadow on and our eyebrows glued down and we've gone up.
Are you that sort?
I don't know your business. You might have. In this sort of a situation, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it would be salvageable. There isn't usually many scenarios in which I would say makeup is like unsalvageable. But when it comes to something as key as the base structure being disrupted, then yes, unfortunately, it does seem like you might have to redo it. Not fun when it happens, is it? Especially if you're on a time constraint, which everyone always is ever. I will also say, don't just use like straight up sellotape on your face. It's usually not going to be very good for the skin. It can cause irritation. It can cause contact dermatitis. You can get like the glue on the skin is not going to be very good. Underneath that, if you put any makeup on top of that, it might look a bit funky. If you're really stuck and you don't have cosmetic tape, you can use something like masking tape. What I would usually do, put it on the back of my hand first, then peel it off so it doesn't have as much adhesive on it, and then apply it to the area. Alternatively, get yourself one of those small cards, whether it's a debit card, membership card, even a flyer or poster edge or something like that, something with a hard edge, and just do it by freehand and you'll still get the same effect.
I'm a professional woman.
Right. Oh gosh, quiet.
Which is like taking your eyelash curler and making like a whole eyelash like look. Eyeshadow
God.
look? What am I saying? Anyway,
Make an eyelash
I'm totally
look.
nervous because I've never done this before. I'm scared if this is actually going to turn out. And
Right.
I'm probably going to go into this brown shade right here.
Oh, a nice,
no,
yes.
Guys, I'm scared.
Right.
Scared.
Oh, I see. It
So
says a
you're supposed to,
guideline.
place it over your eye like this. And
Okay.
you're supposed to go above this line.
Oh, that's a bit much
Scared.
product.
I'm so scared. Like, how far am I supposed to go? I don't know how far. But also, am I moving too much? I don't know what I'm doing. This is scary.
Oh.
She's dead.
Okay, it kind of created like a halo eye, kind of, not really. But also, I feel
Not
like the
really.
shadow ended up over here.
Ah.
Which I'm gonna have to fix.
No.
But,
It's not
why
working.
did I do
I
this?
think you
Why
should
did I do
stop.
this? Why did I do this?
Oh no. Oh.
I mean, I can see what it's doing.
You can see what it's
I'm gonna have to
doing.
fix it up,
You can
though,
see where
but,
it's going. You got
okay.
on
And
the
then
aeroplane,
you're
but we
supposed to
don't know the
use bottom
destination.
of this to like beat your crease.
Is this the eyeliner section? That
Like, I
has
have to
potential.
film today.
Potential.
And I feel like I'm messing this up.
Oh dear.
No.
Well, with a bit of tidying, yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. I was better off using tape. It's not that bad. I just need to soften it up. I need to fix this. Hold on.
Right, so let's talk about why this is not going to work. So, when it comes to eye shapes, they are different for every single person. I mean, granted, like, you can kind of see similarities between people's eye shapes. Because you'll say, like, most, like, makeup consumers will have a socket line in which they can put makeup around and make it look gorgeous and bijou and femme and stun. I will say, using something like an eyelash curler... Where's mine? Let me get mine. I have the Dior lash curler. You do not need to get the Dior lash curler. I just like the idea of being like, designer.
She's a woman.
This is not the size of my eye. If I put this here, actually it does seem to be the size of my eye. Cancelled! If I was to put this on other people's eyes, it may not be the size of their eye, and therefore would not create the contour idea that this is. This is the same sort of thing that we've seen multiple times in this video already. It is the idea of using an object to help create a contour where there was no contour before. Personally, I think although I love a cut crease, I'm not a huge fan of like the solid line cut creases as I used to be about 10 years ago. I used to love it, lived in it, would do it every day, girls. Something like this is not going to be very helpful. You can also see people doing it with like a spoon and things like that. I think freehanding it throughout the crease is the best option and then tidying up with either powder or a little bit of concealer if you really want that striking strong line. I will say, however, this is obviously not quite the same, but something that goes to the outside of the eye to help create a line like this. Look, see, that could quite happily fit under my eyeliner there. That has potential, but at the end of the day, it's much easier to create a line and then go around with something else like glitter liner, concealer, another eyeliner in order to really tidy up the shape. I feel like these are quite like early into makeup hacks and advice to use an object like this in this sort of a way. I feel like they just kind of create a little bit more difficulties than are necessary. As I say, it's easier to make the line, mess it up, and then correct that line than it is to kind of finagle an entire entire handle into your eyeball. But that's just me, girls. If you use random objects around your house to help you do your makeup, please let me know in the comments. What's your favorite household item? What is that? Why did I say that? Disgusting. Oh, here we go. Oh no, copyright. Oh, this is not the tea. This is not the... Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Custard. That baby that eats peanut butter.
Does it feel good?
Oh, I hate it. Oh, is that just it? Is that the makeup tutorial? There is that really famous TikTok girl that does this. She just literally like slathers it in and then leads us to believe that that's actually how she does her foundation. Foundation isn't meant to be worn in a God-honoring way. Foundation isn't really meant to be worn in this sort of a way. I mean, obviously, this is a piss take, shall we say. However, I do sort of feel like sometimes people are going to think that they need to wear more makeup than they do. I, personally, although I do wear a considerable amount of makeup, nothing looks worse, in my opinion, than if you overload the skin with product. Each thing that you have on your skin needs to be considered. Don't just follow your favorite YouTuber on the internet who might be like, oh, you need to use all of these products. You don't necessarily. I feel like a lot of beauty content now is just covert advertising. And in a way, it's sometimes useful because we get to see certain types of products that wouldn't be used in certain types of ways. But generally, I think less is a bit better when it comes to the skin. You can go absolutely batshit bonkers with your eye look, and I feel like that can kind of be a saving grace no matter what you do. But there are definitely some guidelines when it comes to makeup, and I feel like, you know, clean, freshly applied skin is always going to be like a goal of mine in that guideline book. Right,
I'm going to use this to blend my foundation.
Oh
if you don't
my
know what
God.
This spin
Oh no, you're going to rip out your
it's
eyelashes.
Used to clean your makeup brushes with, okay? It comes with the kit and everything.
Oh, it's...
But you're supposed to stick it in the jar and then clean your makeup brushes with it. But I thought it could be fun to try to blend with spinning.
Oh God.
Or it could hurt really bad.
What's going to happen?
But we're going to find
probably.
out. I just took off like my full beat from today just so I could try this.
Okay.
Let's get some foundation on our face.
Can we, I would also like to say, can we stop putting foundation on the face in this kind of a way? I don't know when this started, but it makes me quite upset. I don't usually get upset on the internet. Complete falsifications I do nearly every day.
So you're a liar.
Foundation is meant to be used sparingly unless you're doing like a full coverage look. And even then, you would never need quite this much. But I want to see how it blends.
No, I did not just do that. All over my brand new Lululemon sweatpants. Love that. Oh, why this?
Not the lemons, right?
Let's do it, I guess. Oh my God.
Oh. No. This is so dangerous.
Whoa. It's not like even blending. Hold on. We're gonna have to
Well, no, because you can't apply any force.
What the hell?
Okay. Wiggly woman on the game.
Slow it down a little bit. What the hell? All right, let's get it going.
I mean, it's a fun, cute little challenge. Why not? But, like, it's not without its danger. That could literally be like, eyeball girl, gone!
I hear that's how she died.
Okay, let's do the chin.
Are we going to see something here where it's like, oh, and now she's glamorous?
Okay, we're getting somewhere. You just have to barely hover. Oh, I just put myself in the eye. Ooh! What the fuck? Look at that coverage! I'm pretty sure this is the stupidest thing I have ever done. It's low-key working, though. It's not beautiful whatsoever. Like, this is definitely not a technique I'm going to implement. But it's definitely blending. When it does this, it reminds me of, you know what this reminds you of.
Big titty lady videos on the internet.
She's fucking out of control.
Oh, she is going for it, girls.
God, this
She's
is
gone.
So long. Okay, let's get serious. This is definitely not what it's meant
She's
for
really committed
at
to
all.
this, isn't she? Oh dear, off she goes.
Get over this. Okay, well, this is
the finished
final
look.
I would say
gorgeous,
she's
stunning, never been seen before. Paris runway who?
Snatched. Also, this really fucking hurt because I put myself in the eye like 3 times. I wonder if I like do contour with the side. Hold on.
Oh no, here we go, girls. Are you ready? Brace yourself.
We're gonna die.
Dead. Immediately snatched.
Oh, okay. You see that?
No.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so sure. I mean, what am I meant to say about that? Like, clearly this is just like a fun little thing. I love that one of the hashtags here is Genshin Impact. Unrelatable content. I do feel like every now and then we do see some of these tools that are designed to like blend your makeup applique. Like they're like these sort of a thing. I can imagine someone designing a foundation brush that rotates. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sure it probably already exists somewhere. There are better ways of doing it. I mean, a brush to apply foundation is not my personal preference with foundation. Definitely for areas that you need a little bit more coverage, like concealer and things, I think a brush can make a great addition to the arsenal, girls. Don't say arsenal.
Viral makeup hacks that don't fucking work.
These
9 out of
things.
10 contour hacks that go viral are whack. They're
Yes,
just
they
meant
are.
to be eye-catching to get you to stop and watch.
Yes.
Same thing goes for these TikTok filters.
Yes.
Most of them are so off and don't really adjust to your face shape.
Yes.
The most recent makeup hack that has just irked me is this technique where you apply white foundation under a darker foundation. Apparently it gives you a filter effect, but all it did was make my foundation look hella cakey.
Interesting. Okay, interesting. Actually, I will probably not necessarily agree with that last statement there. So, this part here where this makeup artist puts white on first and then a color over the top actually does have some scenarios in which it could work if you are a fair-skinned individual. Rewind the clock, 12 years for me. I could not for the life of me find a pale enough foundation that would actually look lovely on my skin without it giving me an undertone I didn't have, or pulling a little bit orange in certain lights, or just looking a little bit too heavy for my liking. I used to use something known as the MAC Face and Body Foundation in white, girls, and I would put a very, very light layer all over my skin and then go in with a powder foundation. It was actually the Illamasqua powder foundation in the shade L120, but they don't do that anymore. And that used to give me gorgeous skin. It was kind of like that velvety soft finish that you would expect from a powder foundation, but because I'd put white on underneath, I wasn't adding any extra tone to my skin. I was just getting the color from the powder foundation and a little bit of extra coverage from the white foundation. So yes, this is in fact actually doable. I just wouldn't do it with liquids. I'd do it with a combination of a liquid or a cream base if you want, if you're that way inclined, and then a powder over the top. And you can create some really interesting but gorgeous soft focus skin that way. Oh, let's see this. What's this? Pink powder? Ooh.
That may actually be genius. Got my setting
Okay.
powder in a cap. A really old, like, Wet n Wild palette. Then I'm going to
Right.
use this shade and just scrape it into the powder. Ta-da!
Right. What are we
do
doing?
A little mixy, light pink, and a powder puff. I have already set my face, but we're going to use this to set my under
Oh, you're
eyes.
going to ruin it. No! That's a blush. What you've made is a
The
blush.
pink I used may have been a little bit too pigmented. It's
Yes.
kind of looking like I just got mugged. Trust the process, trust the process.
No, there is no trusting in this
I just had to take all my makeup off and start over. So
Yes.
don't do that.
Yeah,
just
don't
let the
do
pink
it.
powder.
Okay, so let's talk about pigment, shall we? When it comes to face powders in cosmetics, girls, face powders often have such a low amount of pigment that it's barely noticeable on the skin. So when you take something like an eyeshadow that has an incredibly high amount of content, especially something bright pink that might have like a magenta lake sort of color to it, which sometimes I think they are dyes and sometimes I think they are pigments, right? Sometimes you're going to need to use like the tiniest amount ever. I feel like sometimes in the cosmetics formulation world, I feel like people on the outside who maybe don't have any experience with formulating a product at all will assume that the pigment is what gives you the coverage. It's not quite that straightforward. Usually it's the other ingredients in the formulation that determine how sort of like thick, for lack of a better word, the coverage is going to be. Pigment is absolutely a part of that equation, but it's not the entire equation. Quite often you'll find in face powders, they have less than 5% pigment, and sometimes it's even less than 1%. When it comes to foundation, there's a bit more of a range. But if you want to create like a gorgeous bijou highlighting powder, and you want to do it by yourself at home, don't try it on a full face of makeup you've just applied. And always, always use much less than you think you need. But I do absolutely love this little trend that we're seeing in today's video, girl, of using products in an unintended way. I do really like that. Except the swirling brush situation. No. Welcome back to another deep dive into the marvelous world of TikTok makeup hacks / TikTok makeup incidents, fails, tips, beauty hacks, those sorts of things. This series is a great way for me to actually delve into and flex my makeup muscles. If you don't know me, my name is Luxeria. This is my co-host, Biscuit, affectionately known as Mr. Biscuits. And I've been a professional makeup artist for 16 years, and I also have a biochemistry degree, which means I love delving into the formulations of products and explaining maybe why or why they aren't working or appropriate for you in a certain circumstance. She's educated. So if you come across any bizarre little makeup tips, tricks, hacks, or accidents over on TikTok, make sure you tag me in them. It is XXLuxeria. I only have a few TikToks posted over there because I'm still unsure how to exactly make my content like more TikTok friendly. I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit of me being like, I'm a boomer, I don't understand what's happening, do I, Biscuit? No.
That was the silly goose police.
What are you gonna use for contour, Biscuit? Spaghetti. Oh, you are so gorgeous and so popular on the internet, aren't you, little Biscuit? And you have absolutely no idea about it, do you? Oh, do you like my necklace? Always interested in the necklaces. Yes. So, my lovelies, get your beverages at the ready. Today, I am on the Pepsi Max, drunk from a skull. Because you know I'm just that sort.
Are you that sort?
Pop your Ohrhanger in and let's watch some unhinged TikTok makeup fails, shall we? Okay, so this video I've actually been tagged in. I can actually see some gorgeous blue hair. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Neon Blue by Directions, which is a colour that I personally love. So here we go. What knowledge are we going to be shared in this video?
I used nail glue instead of regular glue.
Oh,
and
no!
Look at how red my eye is.
Oh my.
We're now, let's see, 12, 13, 14. We are now 18 hours in.
No.
I think. Did this at 6 yesterday. It's like noon now.
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, what a fantastic eyelash that is. If it was slightly lifted at the edge, gorgeous. Maybe that wasn't the look they were going for. So, I'm gonna share some knowledge here. Eyelash glue is formulated for a reason the way it is, and usually it's because it's eye safe, and you can also use it to attach like glitter around the eye, rhinestones, those sorts of things, even though it is primarily designed to apply false lashes. The reason why you wouldn't want to use something like nail glue is because it undergoes a different reaction than eyelash glue does. If you've ever used nail glue, you know that it kind of gets a little bit hot and it dries really firm but crusty. There's no movement in it whatsoever. It's designed to like adhere and keep it there. Whereas something like eyelash glue is formulated with more of an idea of like flexibility, long lasting, which is why they're easy to peel off. Unfortunately, they say that it's been like 18 hours or 16 hours since having this on. That is so difficult, and unfortunately to get off things like nail glue you need to use like other nail products like acetone and the such like, and I would never recommend applying acetone to the eye. Can you imagine why? Death! So in my career, I have come across a multitude of different things that have been used to glue on eyelashes with. One of the other really popular methods, especially if you find that you have like really oily eyelids and eyelash glue just doesn't work. Some people use hair, like weft glue, like weave glue. It's like a pro-bonding black glue. It also comes in clear, actually. And it's also like an old drag technique to use it. You're never gonna hear on my Chanel that you should use that. No. Things are formulated for very specific reasons. If you need an ultra hold eyelash glue, in fact, let me get mine. This, my lovelies, is the best eyelash glue I have ever found. It will keep your lashes on for as long as you need them on, but it is also easy to remove. It is by the brand Emeda White Lash Glue. You're never going to see it, are you? Oh, Mr. Biscuits is on the prowl. I think it's called Emeda. It might be Emezda. There is a sort of like ominous S shape within the D. Ugh, don't say within the D. Cancelled! This stuff, incredible. Apply it exactly how you would another eyelash glue, gently to the lash band, wait a little while for it to get sticky, and then apply where you put it. To get my lashes to sit in a really flattering way on my face, I also sit there with my little fingers like this, just to slightly upwing the edge of the eye. And it also doesn't disrupt the black eyeliner I put on underneath. So yes, please don't put nail glue in your eye. No.
So, I have never put on makeup before.
Makeup first time.
Just never had anyone to show me how. I bought myself some fake eyelashes because my eyelashes were kind of burned off when I blew myself up. Long story, but anyhow. So,
I feel like we need some context. Right, fake lashes.
I just tried it. And, yeah, I'm gonna need some help. Because my
Oh, no!
is stuck open.
Oh, no. Okay, so I'm going to share some advice here. I think she's done the right thing. She hasn't got a full face of makeup on of everything else in order to test if she can do this. I think that is a great way. If you're trying out something new, try it like when you don't have a massive event that you need to run away to and you don't have the time to fix it at the end. I will say, getting used to putting on false eyelashes is a task in and of itself. If you find the idea of like a full strip lash kind of overwhelming at first, but you have an eyelash already that you really like the look of, that you really want to use, you can trim those lashes in half. So trim in the center of the lash band and it will give you 2 individual lashes that then you can apply one by one, and that will give you a bit more of a clearer idea of where to put them on, because you do need to kind of do some manipulation and also kind of understand your own eye shape in order to put on like false eyelashes appropriately for your eye. But that comes with time. That development, that skill development develops over time, and sometimes if you're just starting out on something, it can get a little bit overwhelming. If you find that you have put far too much glue on the eyelashes, wait for it to dry. And if it's a strong enough eyelash, you can kind of peel off the excess glue and then reapply your glue. If you have a glue like the one that I mentioned earlier, this has got a brush tip, like an applicator tip, if you can see it there. This kind makes it so easy to just gently swipe across the lash band. If you have the other type, which is like, I know Duo does one, it's kind of in a squeezy tube, put a little bit on the back of your hand or on another makeup tool. I've got this old ratty eyelash here, so just imagine there's like a blob of glue on the back of my hand. If you press it into it like this, just gently, you'll only end up with a tiny amount of glue across the lash band, and that's what you need. You only need the tiny amount. Once it's tacky, I don't recommend blowing on your eyelashes in order to like make the glue dry faster, because you don't know what's in your breath. You just don't know. And I mean, I don't know you. I don't know your life. I don't know what you get up to. What goes in there? Spaghetti. Luxeria, what are you talking about? Gently wave it back to forwards like this. Make sure you don't throw it somewhere and then it ends up stuck to a light or something. And then position your mirror down here and gently place like this. Don't close your eye because you'll end up with it printing and getting stuck like up here somewhere. And unless that's the look you're going for, I don't think most makeup consumers want an eyelash like up here. And today's Twitch shout-out goes to Murderous Pigeon. Thank you so much for following me over on Twitch, you stunning pigeon on the go. And if you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video's Twitch shout-out, make sure you follow me on Twitch. It is Luxeria Plays. And I stream every Monday and Thursday, my lovely, so I shall see you over there. And with that, back to the video. Okay, so this one, already the thumbnail of this video is a lot, isn't it? I mean, it already says, if you're confused, see the previous video, which I think we might need to do. But let's watch this one first.
I have a ton of this in my nose. Look.
Oh, it's quite grim, isn't it?
Eyebrows, we don't know her. We don't know her.
Is this part of that challenge
here.
of like wear
It looks like
again?
I'm wearing chunky peanut butter all over my face.
It's
but
that
it was
baby.
going kind of okay until I whipped out that Dream Matte mousse, and then it just was all hell from there. Let's go ahead
Not
and
Dream
take
Matte
this off
mousse.
now.
Not Dream Matte mousse. Oh no, foundation. Foundation on the teeth? What is that?
It just looks so disgusting.
Right.
Okay, for real, let's go wash this off. One last look before I use soap and water.
Oh, it's all
Ooh, here we go. I don't even look like the same person. Okay, so I tried to get the majority off this with water, and like, literally, this is all that came off. I guess it was waterproof. Now let's use this and see if this works.
What's this? What's
One
this?
wash with the cleanser, and it's still not really coming off that well. Oh no.
What does she use?
Wash
It looks
number
quite
2,
good.
it is actually starting to come off now.
Very adhesive.
Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes.
Oh, dear.
Okay, better.
Oh, dear.
I have
Right,
a ton
hang
of
on.
this.
Let me just pause and see here, because she has flawless skin.
Okay.
She's got such gorgeous skin, so even and crisp and beautiful and gorgeous. So I'm gonna say, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Clearly this is like a video of like a challenge or something, potentially like, it kind of reminds me of like the 100-layer challenge that was a big thing. We need to use less foundation than we think we do. Or alternatively, using a slightly higher tier foundation will get you more of the coverage that you want. Like TikTok does this. I see so many people wearing just so much foundation that it really just ends up a bit like a mask. I'm a huge fan of seeing skin texture, seeing emotion within makeup and skincare and foundation, really. I never use a filter on my videos. Generally, I'll slightly use the Paris filter on Instagram because I don't know what it is about the iPhone front-facing camera, but I just feel like I don't look like that. It It has taken me a long time to find the foundations that work for me. I'm actually testing out a new blend in today's video. So yeah, a little bit of a wear test for me. I'm currently trying to find out what I can take with me traveling that's not heavy or ridiculous, but also gives me like a good, decent coverage. The key to foundation is less is more. You can get away with wearing more concealer because it's kind of formulated to be that little bit more high coverage. You don't need to pack it on. However, if you also don't want to use concealer, you can sometimes layer your foundation, especially if it's a silicone-based foundation, which is usually found in the long wear liquid ranges. My personal favorite, Estee Lauder Double Wear. My personal drugstore favorite is Revlon Color Stay. Mixing those together is a game changer, by the way. What you can do with it is apply a light layer wherever you need it, and then apply a slightly heavier layer onto the areas that you feel like you might need that little bit of extra coverage. Are you squeaking to get on my lap, Biscuit? My co-host needs some more affection. Layering your foundation is a great way to get slightly more coverage out of a product you already own. So remember, lighter is more, and you can always push it a little bit further in the areas you might need to.
So today, we're gonna do a new makeup challenge.
Oh, how
exciting. I'm gonna do a full face of makeup while my face is covered in these pantyhose. And actually, they're my music festival stockings.
Pantyhose?
This is all I have right now, so we're just gonna go with it. Let's try to get this on my head.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Okay, I got it. Oh my God. Let's start with primer.
Jenna
Never
Marbles.
skip primer. Next step is foundation.
Right, is this to create a mermaid skin
Gotta beat
effect?
it into the skin.
Oh,
It's
dear.
definitely getting in my hair. Love that
no,
for me.
she's ruining
That's
her
probably as good as
Swarovski.
we're gonna get. Next, we're gonna use my broken ass bronzer. I'm sorry, baby, it has seen better days.
That needs to be put into a pot and ground up.
Now some concealer. I can barely see what I'm doing right now. Absolutely breathtaking. Now I'm gonna set it all with some loose powder. Just a little dusty, dusty, dusty all over my face. Can't forget the blush. My favorite thing ever. But
Am I
y'all
going to
know
get a bit
that
of
already.
trypophobia in this?
Some highlighter. Now let's do some eyeshadow.
We don't talk about them anymore.
To blend the crease. Now some mascara. Can't forget the eyebrow.
Oh,
and lipstick.
mascara!
Beautiful.
Right.
So today,
Oh,
we're
I
gonna do
wanted
a
to
new
see the
makeup
reveal.
challenge.
Why
I'm
did
gonna
we
do a
see the
full-
reveal? What is this? Oh, this is... TikTok is a little bit blue ball sometimes, isn't it, Biscuit?
What did you just say?
So there is actually some, like, sense somewhere in this video. Obviously, this is like a challenge. It's meant to be a bit fun. But you can use, like, fishnet style... I'm going to use the word stencil here, kind of loosely, to really create that kind of, like, mermaid effect. It looks really nice if you manage to put it just across the cheekbones using something like blue or silvery green to create this sort of, like, underwater scaly effect. But honestly, I do not see the point in trying to apply it to a full face of makeup. I don't get it. And also trying to put mascara through pantyhose on your face. I mean, that wasn't a sentence I was expecting to say today. No.
Ugh, disgusting.
Getting my makeup done at the worst rated place in Seoul.
Okay.
She used her fingers to blend my foundation.
Oh,
No
but you
concealer,
have a little
half the
filter on so we
browns.
can't see.
I can't.
Oh.
It just gets worse. No sanitation
look.
at all. Okay.
Oh.
All me now.
Oh, okay, so this kind of goes back to another series I have here on my channel, which is I went to the worst makeup artist in blah. It's kind of difficult, isn't it? When you go to a brand new makeup artist and you kind of want them to create a look, and they might not have the best reviews or the best kits, mightn't they? No. Instagram now is probably the fastest way that you get to look at a bank of someone's work before going to them as a professional makeup artist or hiring them from an event or whatever it is that you need to hire a makeup artist for. So this is only a 20-second video, but I'm going to give a little bit of critique here. I do feel like matching a root color, a hair root color for eyebrows is kind of necessary. Even if you've got like funky colored hair, if you match a root that you have, if your hair's on the blue scale, make your eyebrows a bit cooler. If it's on the brighter, more like vibrant pink or red scale, make them a little bit warmer. For a sort of level 8/9, like medium beige blonde like this, I would never go in with a black, especially as a sort of like rounded shape. There needs to be some semblance to the eyebrow. I personally think, now I don't know if you're going to agree with me here, eyebrows really very much do shape the face. You can get away with a lot of like bad eyeshadow with like good blending, even terrible eyeshadows, as long as you really work in the blending, you can kind of get away with them. If you have like quote unquote bad eyebrows, I think the whole look is just going to be thrown off. So I would have recommended here matching her hair root and also creating a little bit more dimension in the shape. Personally, I'm a fan of never pulling the eyebrows down beyond the front point of where your eyebrow starts, because that can drag the eye down. And if you're going going for that look, of course it really works. I mean, there's the 1920s looks that do that. There's the old school Hollywood glam that kind of does that. We even see some trends from like Japan and China that incorporate this kind of like downward doe, sort of sad girl look, which can look really, really, really good. That is not the case with what happened here. If you do absolutely F up your eyebrows, it is always easier to correct a line with something afterwards like concealer or high pigment powder if you're of that persuasion. But if it's this bad, I would kind of recommend reapplying, shall we say. Oh, some of these makeup artists just shouldn't call themselves that. There's a level of professionalism and training that is kind of necessary. I will say though, the slight gold on the lid, good choice.
Oh, that's nice. The time I tried practicing my makeup, but the brush touched my eyes, and they profusely watered.
Oh dear, right. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
The time I tried practicing...
Oh dear. Okay, what can you do in a situation where you've accidentally upset your eye and it's not having any of that and it's going to ruin your day? Okay, what can we do? Well, first things first, if you really are crying a lot and you've already got a full face of makeup on, the best thing that I can say is just lean forward like this. Get a piece of tissue and just sort of like gently hold it here and just let the tears flow. The annoying thing about the eyes is that once they're aggravated, they kind of take ages to fix. I still get this occasionally. This eye is just like...
Do you know what? Today I'm on fire for no reason at all.
I wear a lot of false eyelashes, mascara, liquid liner, and if you've got the angle slightly wrong of the edge of your false eyelash, it will just cause havoc with you all day. And unfortunately, all you can really do is let it happen. You can hold a Q-tip at the edge of your eye just to collect any extra tears that might be coming out, but there isn't really a lot you can do for it. It's so frustrating, isn't it? Sometimes our bodies are just like, do you know what? Not today. Good luck. Goodbye. I'm evicting myself.
She's dead.
I will say though, if you're going to be applying foundation or concealer underneath the eye, a smaller brush or a smaller sponge is always more appropriate because you have a little bit more control, and that's the thing, isn't it? You don't want a massive brush near your eye because if you do this, boom. Cornea scratched, girl. Off to A&E. Right, what's this? What's this? Makeup getting ready. Bathroom light versus natural light. Oh, she's glam. She's got the moment. She's got copyright music. Outside. Oh, my goodness, who was that? Isn't that famous lady? I can't think what her name is. That's quite a dramatic makeup look though, isn't it? This is a real phenomenon. People that get ready in bathroom lighting is not the most glamorous thing ever. However, if you're like late at night and you're entertaining someone in the boudoir and you want to just get a little like, I don't know, a little candlelight glow, it's great for that. However, I will always say, check your makeup by a window, check your makeup outside. If you're ever going to get your makeup like matched in a studio or at a counter, take a second and just say, do you mind if I check outside in natural daylight? Because you might see undertones you didn't think that were going to happen. You might see product fallout you didn't think was going to happen. Sometimes you just need to take a step away and look at yourself in a different light, or even a different mirror, because sometimes that can make all the difference. Quite often, the lighting in bathrooms is like really warm, or that orangey kind of green tone. It's about 2,800 Kelvin in temperature. If you want to hear about lighting temperature, here we go, girls. If you want to have like a makeup station area and you want to try and like have a little dedicated area to getting ready, try and always opt for like a daylight light bulb. So that'll be anything that's 5,600 Kelvin up to 6,500 Kelvin. Also known as daylight range. You'll find that your makeup game and the way that your skin looks, the way that your foundation looks, the way your concealer and bronzer looks, it's just infinitely so much better when you can accurately see the way you look in real light. I have studio lights on in here, and I have one that's like slightly warmer and one that's slightly cooler because I feel like it gives a good balance to my skin. But if I got ready in the bathroom, I might be neon orange. Just like this lady.
Okay, welcome back to part two.
Oh my goodness. Try to do your makeup with this filter on.
We're on
oh!
mascara.
This is just a bit silly, isn't it? A bit fun.
Wait.
How on earth? That. Oh my.
Oh, okay. There we go. On to the next one. There we go.
Oh,
I'm Peppa Pig.
Oh, I don't know if I would want to put mascara on like this.
HD 4K all up in my nose. You could see I flipped up my piercing. This is not too bad.
Right.
Oh, wait. Oh, I should have done liquid eyeliner. Oh. Maybe I can still add some.
Liquid liner. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, that is so distorting.
This one.
Dysphoria who?
I'm gonna stop there before I poke my eye out.
Yes.
I'm already god-awful at doing eyeliner.
Oh, right, here we go. The next one.
See.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, she's done 8 grams of mushrooms,
I feel
girl.
like that side's not
Ayahuasca
too
who?
bad.
Oh, she's
Well, if you'd stop fucking moving so I could see where
kind
to
of
fill
doing
in
it.
the-
It's kind of working.
You know, that's as good as we're gonna
This
get.
is very like trying to get ready in 8 minutes whilst I'm off my tits.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
This...
Oh,
Okay,
this
I
is
already
turning
fucked
into
up.
a Lady Gaga fashion moment.
See, this is why I don't mess with liner. Okay, let's move on to lips.
Right, okay.
Give me
Lips.
something good.
A nice
We're gonna do
juicy
2
plump
separate
lip.
ones.
Oh
for
my god.
Lip lining and also lipstick.
How can
We're
you-
back on the Squidward filter.
How can
I can't even,
can't even see the lip.
see my lip line. Now for lipstick.
Oh, I can't wait to
We
see
do liquid lipstick.
the last.
Awesome.
final.
This is
Oh,
what
well,
I
at
feel
least-
like
oh.
I
Oh,
look like when I come
oh.
back from the dentist office with
Oh.
tooth numbing. Oh my god. Fuck.
Oh no! Right up the nostril.
It's on my teeth.
No.
This is hard. Like, you think that you got it,
Oh dear.
but you don't.
Right,
Alright,
what's
are
the
we
final?
ready for the reveal?
The reveal, girls.
3, 2, 1.
No, really? That looks so good.
You know, it's this side like isn't awful.
Yes.
Yes, actually it is.
Well,
But like, what happened on this side?
okay, so I'm gonna say something here that might age me just a little bit. I was here on the era of YouTube when doing my makeup with X challenge, 3-minute makeup challenge, no mirror makeup challenge was a thing. And you know what I kind of like about TikTok is it's kind of making those sort of like old golden parts of YouTube kind of more accessible and in your pocket and kind of fun. I love a good silly makeup challenge. I think it's actually quite endearing and lovely. But I don't think this is like unsalvageable. Honestly, a bit of concealer around the lip, a little bit of concealer across maybe the eyeliner. Hang on, no, is it this eye? This eye that she's got the kind of like discombobulated liner, shall we say. Oh, check my YouTube shop for that product coming soon. No, obviously not. A little bit of well-placed concealer, and I think that's actually kind of salvageable. I sort of assumed that this would go a lot worse. I know that if I tried this, I'd be hate criming myself.
Take off my
What's
makeup with me,
this?
Advent calendar edition. This gloss is so sticky.
Oh my gosh!
I feel like I haven't done a makeup removal in literally forever.
I thought this was a
but
filter.
Let's take off
This
these
is-
lashes first.
Oh, peely weely.
Ooh. And
Gone.
of course the earrings because I really do not want to get them dirty. I'm also gonna pull my hair back just in case.
Yes.
I haven't peeled liquid latex off my face in a while, so I'm kind of nervous for the pain, but let's get into it. Oh, okay. I kind of wanted it to come all together, and that's still wet.
Oh, what a
I guess I should have
what a
started
cute
with number
little,
1.
like, horror Christmas Krampus idea.
I was having such a hard time deciding what numbers to put on, like it matters. I'm gonna kind of dab off this fake blood just
Right.
because there is liquid latex underneath this.
Yes.
And we gotta have some satisfaction with
Fake blood also has a
since the
horrible
tabs
tendency
were
to just
literally
stain
liquid latex
everything.
on here, I know it, and it feels so thin, but I put so much on. So I'm wondering if the fake blood just absorbed it. Oh, there.
And has congealed upon the face, yes. Worthy of a visit to A&E. We've talked about A&E a lot today. Topic of the season, hospital.
See, there is liquid latex. It's just thin, I guess.
Oh, that watermelon peach kind of
Well,
staining
wow, why
colour.
did I even film this makeup removal? That's annoying. I'm still gonna make the most of this video and just remove it with a cleansing balm like
Right,
always.
here we go. I'm unsure if a cleansing balm's gonna be...
liquid latex. It just doesn't want to peel off for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, now I know not to mix fake blood and liquid latex
Yes.
for a removal.
Yes?
Well, now that I look like a strawberry, let's just wipe it off.
It's a bit-
This literally better come off or I'm gonna scream.
It's a bit active.
Blind. Literally in this eye, I'm blind. Okay,
Oh,
well,
wow.
sorry that was such a fail. I tried. So I'll catch you later.
Oh, well, that did kind of come off a little bit better than I expected. So, what's more important than putting on makeup in a God-honoring way? Ugh. Is taking it off in a Satan-honoring way. Praise Satan! So, if you've got long wear things on, you've got stuff stuck to your face, you've been to an event for hours and hours and hours and hours, and you just want to get it off, what should you use? When it comes to removing makeup using oil-based makeup removers, always look for things that are non-comedogenic. Now, paraphrasing, the word comedogenic photogenic kind of means how likely it is that your skin's going to get really annoyed by the product that you're putting on it, whether that is then contact dermatitis, maybe clogging the pores. My favorite way to remove makeup is kind of like a two-step process. She used a balm here. I quite often, I don't know, I'm on the fence about balms. They're a little bit here nor there. I feel like if I was to make one, I'd fill it with medium chain triglycerides because it's literally just slather it with oil and let that do the work. The thing about removing makeup to remember is that you kind of don't want to also annoy your skin by getting it off. Waterproof eye makeup movers, the double effect ones, really work nicely. I know that Garnier does one, Nivea does one, although I don't personally support the company. Cancelled! And I'm sure there are a plethora of others on the market. The way that I like to use it is I know they're just designed for use here on the eyes, but I'll apply a little bit to the palm of my hand and just kind of like press it like there's no tomorrow into the areas. I wear a lot of long wear waterproof makeup. I say that the way that I apply makeup is I kind of paint like a showgirl. I paint like I'm just ready to go on stage and dazzle, even though I don't really do anything of the sort. A key with using oil-based makeup removers is to let them sit on the skin for a little bit. Taking off makeup should kind of take a good few minutes. You're never just gonna get it all off quickly with a wipe or anything like that. You've spent maybe half an hour to an hour putting it on. Your skin will love you for taking the extra couple of minutes to make sure it's all off properly. One of my favorite makeup removers is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. It's kind of a soft, silky feeling cleanser. It's not very expensive. I will apply my waterproof base makeup remover onto my skin, let it sit all over the face, and then I will apply CeraVe to my hand, gently apply it everywhere, and do the massaging. Do the massaging. At this point, you can also do your facial exercises if you want to, like the lip one. And when you're going underneath the eye, always swoop in this way. Try not to get soap in your eye though, obviously. Try not to pull it out and down because that runs the risk of causing premature aging. We don't really want all that, do we? That's why we buy eye creams. Then to finish everything off, I love to go in with a really big microfiber based cleansing cloth. They're available from all sorts of places at all different types of price ranges. The one that I use at the moment, I think it's by W7. So inexpensive. I've literally got like 10 of them. I take one on holiday with me. You literally just add water to it, wring it out, and then just gently buff away makeup on your skin. And if I've particularly done a dramatic makeup look, maybe even involving fake blood, I'll do the whole process again. Finish off with your moisturizer, maybe a couple of actives if you need them, and your skin will just love you so much more than really going in ham to rip something off. Moral of the story, let the oil do its job.
And you just keep it
Right,
on
what do we have here?
for
Worst
10 to 15
nightmare?
seconds, just like this one.
Oh
Thank
no,
you
what's this?
very
Oh,
much.
copyright
So
music.
Then take it off.
Right. Oh, no, no say. This might be an artificial video, I think. So, this is something that's kind of a fear with eyelash curlers. Eyelash curlers. Where do we start with eyelash curlers? They kind of do slightly resemble a medieval torture device.
You're heading for the turkey, young lady!
The thing to always remember, and I feel like this is a key point about this video, be gentle around the eyes. You don't need to grip like there's no tomorrow to get a curl on your eyelash. If you want to create that gorgeous upswing curl on your natural eyelashes, apply your eyelash curler right at the base, squeeze maybe 5 times, move forward a millimeter, squeeze another 5 times, move forward another millimeter, squeeze another 5 times. And then instead of having that right angle like upswing of lashes, you end up with a gradient curve, which is a lot more flattering. I will also say as a caveat, don't apply your mascara before you curl because that then can create an adhesion, and maybe if you're a little bit careless or a little bit forceful, you will end up losing eyelashes. So don't do any of this. I do have a feeling though, that kind of looks a bit like a false eyelash just stuck to the curler and she's removed it and isn't wearing mascara on the under eyes, but that's neither here nor there. The magic of television. The more you know.
If you wear makeup,
right,
watch.
what's this?
Change your whole routine and try this instead.
Is that the magic
Moisturize
cream?
first.
I don't like
then
that.
after moisturizing, take some translucent
It's got
powder.
homosalate.
I usually use the Fit Me one, and I just lightly
Translucent
dab it all
powder
over my
over the
face. Not too
moisturizer?
much. Then take some setting spray. It could be any setting spray. I usually
Right.
use the NYX one.
Oh, wait!
After the setting spray, take a primer and just put your primer.
I know this audio. I've tried it out for my own YouTube years ago. Okay.
Also, wait for the setting spray to dry first. Then just put on your foundation and just see what happens and how amazing your fucking makeup is gonna look, and it's gonna stay on 24/7. And it's not gonna crease.
Okay. So the thing to remember about TikTok, about Instagram Reels, is that when you upload a video, it kind of does this thing where it naturally kind of blurs your skin tone. I think it's even in the options. I think they've even revealed that they do it now and you can actually turn it off. So here it's very difficult to see any texture that powder might have caused on top of the moisturizer. This is a technique that has been used previously. It's been used in a lot of like film and stage production, especially if you need that extra coverage and that extra like oil absorption. I will say though, in real life, if you have too much powder underneath your eye, it really does attract to those fine crinkly lines we all have underneath our eye. There is no way to fully ever cover or get rid of those wrinkles and contours, unfortunately. We can use much better focused products in very specific ways to get the results we want, but unfortunately, again, with a lot of makeup, it's trial and error. And unfortunately, sometimes that can mean a little bit of wasted money, which is kind of annoying, but there we go. I do want to point out something unusual that happened in this video, is that after she set her moisturizer with her foundation, she did go in with her primer with her fingers and kind of smoothed it in. Now, if we think about what powder actually does, what does powder serve in the process of cosmetic applicazione? It's there to set, to reduce shine and set the makeup into place. If you start moving it or trying to forcefully, mechanically move that set foundation, you do start to introduce the oatmeal effect, which is where the powder mixes with other product, which causes like a congealing effect, which will not look good. There are other ways that you can achieve a look like this. For example, you could mix your powder into your moisturizer, and that way it's actually dispersed nicely throughout the moisturizer itself in the first step. And depending if the powder is silicone based, it can actually provide an extra like oil absorption property to the entire step. So I'm not going to say that it's a hack that fully works, but it kind of needs a little bit of finessing. Word of the day, my loves, finesse your makeup. Oh, let's watch this blush hack. Okay, gorgeous. No, naughty. Stop doing all that.
No.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh.
No.
Okay, let me just click at the end to see the difference between the sides of the face. Okay, so does that work? I guess that would work, really, because it kind of does fit in beautifully here. I remember a long time ago, Alex Box, who used to be a co-owner and key makeup artist for Illamasqua, introduced the contour stick, and she would apply it to this part of the, what do you call this, thumb of your palm, and then roll it underneath cheekbones onto her clients. It does make a difference, and you can really get that sort of soft focus approach. For me, blush is always one of those things that if you like it, go for it, but if you want to skip it, just skip it, my love. Sometimes it's just a bit of a capitalism cash grab, honestly. With blush, a little bit less goes a long way. Otherwise, you sometimes can end up with that sort of Neapolitan ice cream effect upon your cheeks. They kind of need to be really fused together. When I apply blush, which isn't actually very often now, I like to apply it into wet foundation on top of my wet contour. When you go in to set the area with whatever it is, translucent powder, pressed powder over the top, even powder foundation sometimes works in this case, it helps just marry it more into the skin. And I feel like this kind of veers into the underpainting concept behind makeup, which is what I do with my contour and my highlight. Apply it to wet foundation, and then when you apply a veil of powder over the top, it just seamlessly blends everything together. And honestly, with makeup, that's kind of what you want most of the time, is like a seamless blending.
Not me.
So, my lovelies, I've got some thoughts about what we've seen today. We've seen a couple of hacks, we've seen a couple of challenges, we've seen a couple of interesting makeup quips. The hard thing about watching makeup tutorials on something like TikTok or Instagram over something like YouTube is that videos have a specific way of uploading to these apps that kind of does shift the way that the skin naturally looks. Even if it's uploaded in low quality, then you're not going to see that high quality, high definition blending that will give you a more accurate look on how the product is behaving on the skin of your favorite influencer. And I think I'm going to leave it on the note of don't necessarily trust everything you see on these apps, because sometimes it's very difficult to get an accurate representation of how these products look on the skin. Most of the time the case is, but not always, save your pennies, my lovely. Save your pennies, check a review on YouTube, check a review anywhere else, even on Reddit. Type your makeup product into Reddit and see what other people have experienced with that product. And with that, my lovelies, I think Biscuit wants to go to bed, so I'll see you in the next one. Yes.